having some. Hello, Choom Gang. Are you there? Guys, we had some technical difficulties, so sorry for you guys if you guys were checking right at 3, but we are here now. So guys, hello. What's up, Choom Gang? My name's Sophia from Choom Cannabis Co., and I'm your host for today's Choom Session. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a special guest from TWD that will join us in just a moment. But while everyone is getting settled and joining in, I'm going to go over how you could win a Volcano Vaporizer prize pack valued at $700. So if you're keen to snag this wicked prize pack, probably the biggest prize pack that we've ever given away, there are some ways that you can double up your chances of winning, and I'm going to quickly go through them now. But if you miss it, the rules are going to be outlined in the description of this video right after this video finishes with the live. So guys, the first way that you can enter is just to like this video, give us a reaction, a thumbs up, a heart. I love seeing those hearts, so give us some hearts. And the second way is to invite your coolest and chillest friends to the Choom Gang. For every friend that accepts your invite, you're going to get another entry. So invite as many of your friends as you can to up those chances of winning. Now, the third way is to answer some questions that I'm going to be asking you guys during this live. And even if you're not watching while this is live, you can still answer and you will still get entered. So are you ready for the first question? All right, here we go. What are you guys chooming on today? It's as simple as that. Tell us what you're toking, what you're vaping, dabbing, or maybe you're taking an edible. Whatever it is, tell us in the comments, and that's it. You're entered. So I'm going to ask you guys a couple more questions during the live, so stay tuned for those. You all have until July 9th to get all of these entries in. So get to it. Let's see those entries. Best of luck, all of you. All right. Okay, so let's get into this, guys. Today we have a special guest from TWD, and I'm super excited to learn more about their products, their brand, and even some of their trials and tribulations and their progression up to this point. There's even going to be a little volcano demo action going on. So guys, without further ado, help me welcome in Cassandra. Hello, Cassandra. Thanks so much for being here with us, even through this technical difficulty that we just had.
It's okay. It's good. This is life. This is live.
This is live, guys. No joke.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Cassandra. First things first, please introduce yourself to the Choom Gang and just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the industry.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cassandra DeLuca. So I'm the National Key Account Manager for Canopy Growth Corporation. So one of our brands is TWD, which we'll be talking about today. You know what? I have a kind of a long history, work history. I'm, in my late 40s and have done a lot of
No
things.
way.
Oh, yeah. I'm 48.
You listen good, girl.
Thank you. So I've worked in a public relations capacity for a large national healthcare organization for the large bulk of my career. Then I did alcohol sales for a period of time. And, cannabis industry just afforded a lot of unique opportunities. I truly believe that this plant is an undeniable force for good, and I wanted to be part of it. And I'm here today to talk about TWD.
Amazing, amazing. So yes, tell us about Canopy, right? Because TWD belongs to that umbrella of Canopy Growth Corp, right?
Correct. So Canopy Growth, so we really started, obviously pre-legalization of recreational cannabis. We started in the medicinal space and we operated for about 5 years, operating at that time as Tweed. As the company started to grow and evolve and change, moving towards recreational cannabis, which was always something that was, in the forefront of everyone's mind as an eventuality once medicinal was legalized in Canada. They wanted to create a larger, broader organization and create different brands within it because they knew there was going to be different consumers. We were going to bring in new consumers. We were going to bring in people from the legacy market. So we wanted to encapsulate as many diverse people who we knew that cannabis could impact their lives. So we wanted to create a company that had different brands that kind of spoke to different needs of each individual. And we created the canopy. So it's also the canopy of plants and the canopy, the umbrella organization that all the brands live under. So TWD is one of those brands, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
Amazing. All right. So yeah, tell us about TWD. Like, what is the specialty and the range of products that you guys produce?
Sure. So we started initially in the industry without having a value cannabis product offering. So interestingly enough, a lot of the boards came to, at that time we were Tweed, and said, listen, guys, we need a value offering for consumers. So we need to create a value segment within the newly formed at that time legalized cannabis space. So we created something called plain packaging. So it was a take on, obviously, no name products that are out there in the market from undisclosed grocery operators. So we really wanted to create a product that met the needs of those people who were just looking for decent weed at a decent price. Plain packaging just really didn't catch a foothold. So we rebranded it, and we took a step back and we looked at the opportunity within the cannabis space and where we could create a brand that really resonated with people. So obviously Tweed was our main product at the time. So we thought, okay, it's kind of like Tweed, but it's not quite at the quality standards of Tweed. Still decent product, but we wanted to offer it out at an affordable price for consumers. So let's drop the two E's and we'll call it TWD, and that's where TWD was created. So really, it's a value product that's great quality cannabis at a lower price, and really that's it. We needed an outlet, a canopy growth. As many of you may have known, if you've been consuming products within the legal space for the last almost 3 years now, you've seen the evolution over time. So in the beginning, we made a lot of bets. We made a lot of bets because we were the largest producer initially going to market, and we knew that we needed mass quantities of cannabis to be able to meet the needs or the demand that was out there in the market. Honestly, guys, no one knew. We were literally throwing darts at a dartboard because there was no data to support anything. It was a hypothesis that was supported through medicinal markets, in addition to a lot of speculation, and probably a magic 8-ball was included in that, where they shook it and looked at it. So
it was the wild, wild west.
It was. It was very difficult to decide what to do. So we went big. And we had an investment from Constellation Brands, which is the company that has partnered with us and provided us with a lot of money to build facilities. So we did. We built a lot of facilities, which in the beginning seemed like the right thing to do. So as time went on, we realized, you know what, a lot of these facilities were retrofitted. They were tomato greenhouses that we retrofitted to try to grow cannabis. And you know, it just didn't work out as well as we had hoped. So what we saw in the market was, at that time, supply constraints were huge. If you guys remember, in 2018 and the beginning of 2019, you would go into a legalized cannabis store and there would be 2 products on the shelf, and it would be like an oil and a soft gel. And the access to flower, it was really hard. LPs really struggled to catch up. So needless to say, we put some product into market that wasn't great because we thought some supply was better than no supply at all. Well, meanwhile, a lot of these great companies, these craft companies that were watching the market and waiting, they weren't the first entrants. They weren't the first participants. Well, they learned from the sidelines. So God bless them. They did what they needed to do, and they got great products out the door. And honestly, guys, we did suffer, and we know that. We made some decisions that probably weren't the best ones. That resulted in not the best quality products. So we took a step back about a year ago and said, okay, what do we need to do here to produce quality cannabis? And that's what really matters to this consumer base. That's what matters to me. That's what I'm sure matters to you guys, is buying a product that's worth its value. Obviously, when you're talking about TWD, which is a value cannabis, you understand, like, I'm buying in bulk. Like, this is probably isn't the terpiest. It's not going to have 5% terpenes. It's not going to be craft artisanal, cannabis. It's mass produced, but it's also $3 a gram. So it's a great value. So, there's different products for different things. So I have different expectations for different products. Sometimes I like to buy a $5 lip gloss. Other times I like to treat myself and go for the gusto and get a nice Dior one. So
Oh yeah.
I understand, the value. And I think consumers are very savvy and they do understand that as well. So
Yeah.
Canopy Growth has optimized. We had to close a lot of facilities, which is really a bad news story in that respect. But now the facilities that we kept are the right facilities. And they're growing the cannabis that needs to be grown specific to specific rooms, specific areas of specific rooms. Like, it's very prescriptive now. And I think we've cracked the code and we're on our way. So if you've tried any of our products lately, I think, Sophia, you tried some of the TWD yesterday. And
I did. Guys, like, honestly though, like, I do have to say, like, this year so far, we have been seeing and hearing about the dramatic improvements to the quality, really, which has been really, really great. And so obviously yesterday, we had a holiday, so I just smoked the TWD sativa, and I had a great time. I was super productive in the morning, did my chores, housework, even bundled up all of my like snacks. I took art supplies down to the park, had a paint day, and then laid down, had a nap, really relaxing, just chilled right out. And honestly, I was really impressed by the bud. Like, it wasn't crumbling in my hands. It's not crispy, crunchy. Like, I have nothing bad to say about it. So really, really impressed by the turnaround that you guys have done. It's really great.
Thank you. But we listened, and that was the biggest thing, was really, like I said, we took a lot of educated guesses in the beginning, really gleaning from medicinal customers, but really the opportunity was like, okay, medicinal customers' needs are far different than recreational consumers. Yeah. And we just had to guess before because there was no data to support anything. We're the first, G8 country to be legalized. So we had to make a lot of guesses, and not all of them were right, but we've learned and we listened to consumers. And that was the biggest thing, is that we listen and we care. Like, we care about what people think, and we took it to heart. Got to remember, this is an organic being. So changing things a year ago is just starting to bear fruit now. As you grow those crops, it's like a baby. It could be 9 months until that product gets to market. So from clone to actual, like, seed to sale is even further out. So it takes a long time to turn the ship around. And I think we're definitely
and especially
there.
At a mass scale, right?
Yeah.
How you guys are doing. But yeah, so I wanted to hear about the TWD product. Like, so why is it generic? Ooh, look at those beautiful buds.
Looking at these beautiful buds. So as a mass producer, we still have a lot of facilities that are operating. So we have 4 operational facilities that are massive. And we grow large lots at a time. So as you guys know, I mean, truly, this is an agricultural product. It's an organic being that is very fickle. So sometimes lots turn out the way you think that they're going to, and sometimes they don't. So we needed kind of a release valve to be able to, what are we going to do with all this cannabis? We have extracted product, of course. You could always send some to extraction. But if we still had, really good quality cannabis that just didn't meet the brand standards of different brands like Houseplant, DNA, Tweed, whatever the case may be, we needed an ability to still sell that product, to market. And I think that the value brand of TWD has really afforded us a great opportunity to, one, if specific lots don't come in the way they're supposed to, the pistils aren't the right color, the density isn't quite right, even the color, like the shape, a lot of variables go into looking at how we prescriptively look at that bud. But this is really nice cannabis, and it's affordable, and we put it in these bulk bags and really make it really accessible for consumers to try at a reasonable price. Yes, the price point when you run it through the till is quite expensive, but when it comes down to it, it's about $3 a gram across the country. So it's an amazing way to try and test some products. So speaking of testing products, we actually do that as well. So it's not just like stuff that didn't quite cut the mustard for certain brands, just the wrong color, nothing wrong with the cannabis, just, a different color. We actually test strains, and this is actually our Tweed Donegal. So I actually have the TWD 28 bag here. So obviously they're lot specific. So you may have a different one than I have, Sophia. Yep. So just to let you know, it's a mystery bag. You don't know what you're going to get. But strain fatigue is real. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like smoking the same thing all the time. So I kind of like the fun of it. that I get a different strain every single time. But this was actually, so I can, a little peek behind the curtain. I can tell you that this is our Green Kush. So we are rebranding our tweak strains. So we had obviously Baker Street, Penelope, Donegal. We had a whole lineup of 9 different products that we had. We've optimized our list down to 6, and we're going to be re-releasing the tweed as actual strain names. So our tweed products will be coming to market very shortly with, Skunk Haze, used to be Penelope. We have, obviously, this is the Donegal, which is the Green Kush.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, so this is really great quality cannabis, but we wanted to test it first, right? Like, because you don't know, did our improvements work? Did the lighting change work? Did we change the type of how the pH, of our products? We changed our moisture content, how we dry, where we dry, how long we dry. So there's so many different things that we optimized to create better quality cannabis. And really, this is the guinea pig. So if you want to see what's fresh and new, we're growing about 50 new strains, and you're going to see about 60 new products coming from Canopy. So, and we just acquired Supreme Cannabis, which grows 7 acres, which is phenomenal. Their craft collection is fantastic. So there's going to be new stuff coming there. So it's going to be a big year for us, guys. And thank you for sticking with us. Those of you who have stuck with us, and we've had a few stumbles, but we're getting there. We're getting back. We're getting our weed legs back. Instead of our sea legs, our weed legs.
We're all getting there in the industry. Like it's all been a huge learning process. But yeah, so let us what is the best way, to consume a TWD flower? I know that we were going to do a little volcano demo action, so I'm really excited about that.
Okay, so we'll see. Hopefully you guys can see this. So I'm going to turn this on, so I might have to scream into the microphone.
No worries.
Not that it's really loud, but when you go through a microphone. So basically you put your flower in here. So this is the volcano. I have the classic version in gold. So that was a limited edition. It'll be very hard to find these days, but I snagged one of these about a year ago. It's life-changing. So Storz & Bickel is renowned, obviously, within the cannabis space. They've been producing vaporizers for over 20 years. So we acquired Storz & Bickel about 3.5, almost 4 years ago. And the quality is unparalleled in the industry. So the product comes straight from Germany, and it's all German made with German parts. So the cannabis goes into, I don't know if you can see that, I have some preloaded there, and it's so simple. I'm not great at technical stuff. So I was a little worried when they said you got to try this volcano. So it's the easiest thing to use. I don't even roll joints anymore. Very rarely, I buy pre-rolls or I use my volcano just because I'm that lazy. But I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. I'm very busy. So when I have time to smoke and enjoy or vaporize, I like to lessen the time to create things and increase the time to enjoy it. So you load your cannabis into here and you pop it in, and it's literally as simple as turning a button on, and this is your volcano bag. And as it inflates, it takes about 20 seconds to inflate a bag. You can use the same flower 7 times. You can get about 3 bags per time, and you can use that same, it's such a minute amount. This thing pays for itself in 2-ounce bags. So it's an expensive product. It's an investment, but it pays off in the long run because your flower stretches so far. So you can basically consume the same flower in 5 to 7 sessions. So you dial it up each time. 5 is where I usually start, which is about 350 degrees. And then from there, you can ratchet it up, and you can, express different terpenes and burn them off at different rates. It's fantastic. So you literally just put it to your mouth and inhale. I'm not going to inhale because, just in case Health Canada is watching. But I don't know if you can see the vapor. There's the vapor that comes out of this. So 1 bag is fantastic. And you can, post-COVID, we're starting to share things again. You can share these as well. It's a great way to consume cannabis. And then I keep the actual, the burnt off cannabis, which is called volcano poo. I put it into a bag and I save it. And then I make canna butter, and it's loaded with CBN. So CBN is what cannabis converts into, THC converts into, and it gives you the best edibles for sleep. So it's a
it makes you so
fantastic
sleepy.
way to stretch your dollars for sure.
Amazing. And yeah, how fun is that once we can actually have social gatherings to have a volcano right in the middle of the room, you know, fill up that bag and share it one day. That would be amazing.
Some people cook their turkeys in this.
What? Oh, yeah.
Well, it's full of resin. So they collect the bags and then they cook chickens and turkeys in it. And those are edible. Yeah. Pretty amazing. Yeah,
oh,
it's so amazing.
Wild.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want to learn about the pre-rolls. I know that those have been hitting the market. I know that at Choom, it's been really hard to keep them in store. They've just been flying out. Yeah, really cute little containers.
They're very handy. So basically, obviously, Readies are out in market, and they did a fantastic job. Like, all due credit to them. They've really... I don't know if it was COVID, guys. I'm not sure what really accelerated the multi-pack of joints. You know, for me, I like a pinner. Like, just a nice little pinner is good enough for me. Like, I don't need a full 1 gram. I like to share 1 grams, but I always found that the 1 gram joint was too much for me. And obviously, a lot of other people probably felt the same way. Otherwise, I mean, Readies is a great product, and it kind of hit that sweet spot where you just want to have like a quick joint. Perfect. So a lot of companies have really, you know, looked at the opportunity there. And of course, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So we're really trying to look at how can we identify the needs of that consumer set. So people that are looking for just something that's just quick, that, you know, they can consume on their own, that's readily accessible. So we created our version of that, which is the TWD 12 pack. So these are 0.5 grams. We will be actually coming out with even smaller ones that are longer, skinny. So these are cones that we use. So again, everybody has different, you know, likes with papers and things like that. So we do use a rice paper, and it's just a nice clean burning joint, nice white ash on it. It's, again, the strain will be different from time to time. So just like the whole brand of TWD, you're going to have a different strain each time, but it's just a really convenient way to consume something, you know, on your own or with friends. And look, it's like a whole little pack, so you can pass these around if you're not ready to share joints yet. You know, you can pass one out to each person, and it's like the perfect size. I was just at the lake. I'm on vacation right now, and I was just at the lake yesterday, and we actually consumed some of these, so it was perfect to eat. Everyone had their own.
I love it. And then, and you guys have also been coming out newly with your gummies. So I want to know all about that. What makes them special?
So the gummies are fantastic. So ours are strawberry sativa. We're launching 2 others. We're going to do a mixed berry and a mango. So the mango is going to be an indica leaning one in the fall. So obviously in the summer, we, you know, release a lot of sativa products because that tends to be the trend. As we head into fall, people are looking kind of more for earthy, danky, more indica leaning products. So we launched with the sativa strawberry, and it is delish. So this is vegan. So this is actually it's a pectin-based gummy. So it's not like a gummy similar to what you would get at a store, just like, you know, like a Haribo, a little bit different. This is different texture and flavor profile, very robust, like very fragrant and aromatic in terms of the actual strawberry, and then it's sugared on the outside. So the gummies don't stick together. So I know some of the gummies that are in market, they put in those moisture packs to prevent them from really like sticking together. The sugar does that. So it prevents it from sticking together and becoming one massive glob. It is gelatin based, so it's vegan, like I said, and delicious. And it's a craft gummy for a value price. So this is actually a test. We're going to be releasing some other gummies very soon that are fast acting. And those will be coming in under the Deep Space brand.
Oh, that's exciting.
They're going to be 110 milligram. And it's going to be a cool bottle. So this was our test. We wanted to see how we produced gummies.
And how many come in that one pack?
So these are 5 pieces by 2 milligrams each. Guys, I know 10 milligrams is not everybody's jam.
I totally understand. We all know.
We understand. can't.
trying.
We're trying our best to change the regulations. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, I think the deep space one will be really interesting because we're going to do one 10 milligram gummy, and it will be priced appropriately so that you can buy multiple units. So if you know you need 30 milligrams or 50, you can make the choice to choose to
So
buy
you're not eating
units.
like 100 gummies.
Right. So, I mean, the calories, you know, it's not bad. There's only 60 calories in here, so it's not crazy. And
That's
the gummies, they're really tasty. So I love these. These are fantastic. And yeah, I find them in terms of effect for me, personally, very uplifting. And I feel energized, and I really enjoy these for socializing. Yeah. And they're long lasting. Like it's a nice evening. Yes.
I love that. I mean, I need to try them. They didn't have any at my local shop, so I'm keeping my eye out.
Okay, Victoria, you gotta get on it.
Yes, Victoria, get on this.
Yeah.
All right, Choom Gang. If you guys are just joining in, make sure that you give us a reaction, a heart, a like to get your entry in. But now I also have another question for you that's going to get you another entry for that volcano. All right. So you've heard what we've been talking about, all the products that we've been talking about. What TWD product would you like to try out? Let us know in the comments, and you're entered. Okay, I want to know, Cassandra, is there anything new coming that we should be, watching out for? I know that you've kind of dropped some little hints already, like with the deep space gummy. I'm super excited about that and all the strains. But yeah, what else? What other little nuggets of information that you could give us?
I think it'll be a very interesting. You know what, guys? Cannabis, it's like dog years. So I've been in the cannabis space for 3 years. So really, it's times 7 because things move so quickly.
It's day to day.
Trends come and go like that. It's really interesting. Very interesting. What's happening, and then with COVID, we really saw, an increase in purchasing of ounce bags. Well, why? Because obviously people didn't want to keep running to the store. So you'd probably order online and then run in the store, pay quickly, and then leave. So I think COVID had a lot to do with a lot of trends. It'll be very interesting to see. My personal hypothesis is people are going to be sharing bongs, joints, just that socialization of cannabis where we gather. Right? That is such an integral part of the enjoyment of the experience. It's just sharing that experience with your friends, connecting with people again, seeing people's face. It's going to be, I think, really, I know a lot of us have reset our priorities in life, and we want to connect with people we love, and we understand the importance. I think that was the good thing that came out of COVID for me personally. I think my predictions for the retail space is going to be maybe not such a huge emphasis on 28 packs. Maybe, I don't know, because the price continues to kind of come down. So maybe it will be kind of the mainstay, but I think you're going to see a lot of really interesting products come to market that are very craft grown oriented. There's a designation. So in Ontario, they've made an actual craft designation for cannabis, which is really cool that they, have moved that forward.
I love that. There's going to be a little badge and everything for them.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's very similar. I worked in alcohol sales and wine. Like I see a lot of analogies to wine sales. And some people hate the fact that we try to compare it to another industry. And I totally respect and understand that. But it is the closest analogy I think we have, where we're looking at, smaller companies producing small batch, craft artisanal, handcrafted, and really lovingly taken care of. And then, of course, there's going to be the Coca-Colas of the world that produce, mass cannabis. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think we're proud of that. We're proud to be the Coca-Cola of cannabis. We're for the everyday consumer. We will be doing some really cool craft stuff coming up. So I don't know if you guys have ever tried Doja. So in BC, all the BC people, Doja Reserve is phenomenal. There's 10 employees. It is truly handcrafted. It is such a really cool space in Kelowna, and we're going to have some interesting things coming out of there. Those growers have helped our other growers, so really have impacted our quality because of their standards, have brought us up, and now bringing in Supreme Cannabis. So if you guys know 7 Acres and tried any of their products, our two companies have now merged and we've acquired them. Very interesting times for cannabis. So we're really excited about the future. Like I said, 60 new products coming, everything from resin, rosin, going into dabs. We don't do concentrates currently, but we'll be moving into that space to obviously optimizing further improvements with flower, changing packaging, becoming more, the recycling of cannabis packaging. So moving towards bags is probably the best decision that any cannabis company has made. But, those are all things that we didn't do initially, and now we're doing it and correcting now. So it's going to be a great year for cannabis, guys. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
great.
I don't know about you guys. I feel very optimistic.
Yeah, and Choom Gang, here's another question for you to answer for another entry, because I'm also curious about this. Do you guys have any predictions on what you're going to be reaching for once you can, potentially share a joint or a bong with your friends again? Are your go-tos right now still going to be your go-tos, or are you going to be changing up? Let us know. Let us know what you think is going to happen. But guys, this is the end. That's all the time that we have today. It's always so tough at the end. But guys, get all of your entries in. You want to win this volcano, right? Come on.
I'm taking good care of it. So you guys got to get lots of entries, because yes. I don't know, it's a pretty fabulous prize, and it will be life-changing for you in terms of your cannabis consumption.
Amazing. And you guys, you have until July the 9th, which is next Friday, to get all of those entries in. So get as many as you possibly can. But guys, that's all the time that we have today. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for joining us. And a big thanks to TWD for partnering with us on this. And thank you, Choom Gang, for just being so awesome. I'm excited to see which one of you is going to get that volcano sent to them. So get those entries in. All right, everybody. That is it for us. Bye, everybody. Until the next one.
Thank you.